Good evening. Protocol already established. Today we will be looking at what is Rotaract. What is Rotaract? Its history, its structure, and also what you can expect from Rotaract. Rotaract was founded 40 years ago. It started with the Rotaract Club of North Charlotte, Carolina. That was in March 13th, 1968. Before that, however, there were some clubs that were operating with the Rotary ideals and with Rotaracts, the same way how they would operate in terms of service. They would be basically carrying out the same community-based work. So Rotary then began sponsoring some clubs. It started with a program called the Interact program. With the Interact program, however, there was an age limit, and as these interactors would reach the age limit, they would then call themselves senior interactors. So this was all before the establishment of the Rotaract Club of North Charlotte, Carolina. Right? Later on, the Rotaract Club of North Charlotte, Carolina, after they've changed their name, other clubs began to change their names to become an official Rotaract club or Rotaract member. Right? So we were operating just below Rotary, but above Interact. So there are Interact clubs that still exist today, but they are up to the age of 18. And then Rotaract, we move from 18 to 30. So that's the age range for the Rotaract clubs. Rotaract was formed using basically two words, that's Rotary and action. So Rotary and action, these two words were placed together to form the word Rotaract. Rotaract was created with the aim of developing leadership and also responsible citizens that would offer or basically serve the community through service, professional service or through Rotaract. It later on, it's not until the 1990s when they began to form districts. We are part of the district 7030. There are many other different districts around the world, right? Even more so in Europe, Asia, and South America. This is where Rotaract's presence is strongest. These districts allow us to basically serve communities outside of not just our community or the community we are basically a part of, but also out of our local countries. There are over 7,000 clubs, right, in about 163 countries around the world. Rotaract is the place for anyone who's interested in being a part of the Rotary family, but they're not yet eligible or not quite ready to join Rotary. They are a part of Rotaract. Rotaract is comprised of a core membership, which is about 5 to 8 persons. These 5 to 8 persons would usually make up the board, responsible for setting planning projects and for ensuring their execution. Apart from the core membership, there are also a few less active members, but also some very important members. They offer their services to these projects, these activities that are usually planned by the core members, and they help to serve the community and help to bring about change in the community physically and also socially. Helps in their development, the Rotaractors' development, and also the community's development. In the core membership, there are 5 arms of service. There's the community service arm, which basically is responsible for community-based works. These works that will be done within the local community, right? Planning the projects and executing them. Instead, projects done in the local community, because there's the international community, which international service, another arm, would be responsible for. For example, so if Trinidad needs our help with something, they're going through a crisis and we'd like to lend them our help, right? We would do this through the international service arm. The international service director, the committee, and also the other members of the club would work on this project of serving the community internationally through the international service. Apart from international service and apart from service, they're also responsible for building the bond of Rotaractors, not just locally but internationally. They would carry out or plan certain projects that would be producer would cause us to do that. Locally, the bond of Rotaractors, or usually in your club, would be done by the community or the club service arm, which would be responsible for planning activities that would help us to build a bond, to become closer, and also be able to fellowship with each other in a not a serious manner, professional still, right, but also having fun while we do so. So this would be club service's job or objective. Then there's the professional development arm, usually called PD, which allows us to develop ourselves professionally, right? So they give us the necessary tools that would help us to be able to deal with whatever challenges we may face as we try to serve the community, as we try to serve them both locally and internationally, right? One of the primary issues is basically conflict, right? Conflict resolution and so on. So our training in these areas would help us to be able to handle them when we are faced with them, and even more so to be an example in the community that we are a part of. So PD helps us to develop ourselves both professionally and also socially. After PD, there's the finance arm, which ensures that we have the necessary funds and funding to carry out these projects. Right? So finance allows or works with the club to ensure that there is enough funds raised and that there is enough or the necessary funds to carry out these projects. Along with the directors of the community service arm, the international service, club service, professional development, and also finance, who also is the treasurer. We also have the secretary of the club, the vice president, and also the president. Also, there are a few other members, the sergeant of arms, of who I am, and also the assistant treasurer, assistant secretary, who are also part of this board. There are two types of clubs. There would be the community-based clubs. By community-based clubs, it would be, for example, if you know them, Georgetown Central, Starbrook, and these other clubs. Then there are also college clubs, right? Which would be, for example, us, or university clubs, like clubs that are stationed at a college or at a university. It's remembering that Rotaract is a community service club. Right? So what makes a strong Rotaract club? Right? This would be the helping hand of Rotary, right? Their guidance, their financial support, their professional support in terms of their guidance, their advice, and their interest in the Rotaract Club, which they have been, and support which they've been giving us over the past 40 years. Also, apart from Rotary's helping hand, we also need keen, committed Rotaractors, people who are dedicated to community service and service to community that would need them. So if you know anybody who is like that, would like to serve the community, Rotaract is the place for them. Rotaract is the club they should be a part of. Right? It's said that it is said, right, that if more young people, men or women, was to join Rotaract, the world would be a better place. Well, I agree with this statement, right? And we would basically go more in depth into that in our next training session. We will be looking at what it takes to be a Rotaractor. So it's me saying so long for now. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and until a fellowship meeting. See you guys. Bye.